By the end of this video, you'll be able to create your own weekly training schedule to get the best return on all your training efforts. I'll show you how to design and structure your training week to make it as effective as possible. Hey, it's Coach Mark here for Mr. Triathlon, helping you to progress faster in triathlon. Most people only have a certain amount of time to train each week, so it's important that you have a really structured approach to your training and you have a really well organised plan. If you have a really effective training weekly schedule, it'll help you to be really consistent in your training, which is one of the key ways to progress fast, not only in triathlon but in any endurance sport. I recall when I started out in triathlon, I didn't even have any idea, any plan or any structure to my training whatsoever. All I did is wake up every morning and just decide exactly what I wanted to do that day, even which sport, never mind whether it was an easy or interval session. And what I want to do in this video is to help you learn from the mistakes that I made when I started out. So the first step really is get yourself a notepad or some sticky post-it notes. So when you start writing down your sessions, it allows you to rub it out or move the sticky notes around to have some flexibility in your planning process. And it also helps sometimes just to get your thoughts down onto a piece of paper so you can get that structure nice and clear. So the first step is to start with any fixed sessions that you may have. So if you're a member of a club and you have a weekly swim that you attend, or a track session or a bike that you attend at the weekend, then put those in your plan first. This also helps you to do these sessions week in, week out, which is brilliant for consistency. So the next step is to decide how many sessions you can do each week. The easiest way to start out is if you've got 7 days to have 2 swims, 2 bikes, 2 runs and 1 rest day. That's 7 sessions. How many sessions you actually do yourself depends on how many sessions you can devote to your training schedule and also how much you like washing towels. For example, if you do 2 sessions a day, 7 days a week, that's 14 towels you've got to wash each week. I certainly don't want to do that. So when you've decided what the fixed sessions are, if you have any, the next step I think is to just put a rest day in. So make sure you do put 1 rest day in per week. Not everybody does this, but I think it's really good to do, and it allows your body to recover from the training that you're doing and helps you progress even faster. The next thing I do is add in the interval sessions. So in the model we talked about 2 swims, 2 bikes and 2 runs. Ideally one of those of each of the disciplines, so 1 easy, 1 interval. So 1 interval swim, interval bike, 1 interval run and 1 easy swim, easy bike, easy run. When you add in these interval sessions, try and spread them out a little bit as well so that they're not back to back. If you've done a really hard session one day, these are going to be quite stressful on your body. So if you put 2 back to back, that's 2 days of really hard stress. So you'll be taking stress from the first one into the second one. So try and make sure they're spread out a little bit, maybe 48 hours apart. So if you do a hard session, then you've got rid of most of that fatigue before you do your next session. So when you've added your sessions in for your interval swim, interval bike, interval run, what you then do is start to fill up the rest of the schedule just with the easy sessions, the easy swim, easy bike, easy run. Try and spread them out a little bit as well. So it makes it more interesting when you're doing a swim, bike, run than just doing 2 swims, 2 bikes, 2 runs. I know it sounds obvious, but it makes it much more interesting. One of the best ways to add strength in when you get started out to a schedule like this is to add it into these existing sessions. For example, if you're going to do a run session, then do some strength and mobility work and maybe some dynamic exercises that not only get you warmed up and make you loose for the session, they activate the right kind of muscles ready to really excel in that sport, but also build a little bit of strength in there as well. And it's a good way of incorporating it into this existing schedule. And lastly, the way I coach is I try and give people the same structure over 2 weeks where you're building intensity, and then we have a week which is an adaptation, so slightly easier week where you let your body recover to the training session. So you might keep the same schedule over those 3 weeks, but 2 weeks where it's getting progressively harder at the right levels, and then a week where you just back off the intensity and allow your body to recover. But if you build up a weekly schedule, you can normally maintain that over your entire triathlon season, which is so good for consistency and helps you develop really fast. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.